how did you do so far with task 1 and task number 2? We now move on to technical and behavioral improvements report. Now, what are technical improvements report? Well, you need to review the work done in section 1 of the assignment ICT report and energy footprint analysis in order to recommend the 3 improvements that can be carried out to reduce ICT carbon footprint. For example, deployment of virtualization, efficient server hardware such as blade servers, energy efficient workstations and printers, energy efficient cooling systems, energy efficient lighting, etc. Each recommended improvement must detail how the proposed deployment works. You need to detail costs and quantify environmental benefits in terms of CO2 reductions in tons. To complete this section, you may need to conduct a thorough research of hardware and the software capable of reducing power consumption and compliance to energy standards. Now, see point A for special note. Now, that's the full point A over here, which we want to read. In order to complete section 3.1, you are required to recommend the 3 technical solutions that when deployed will reduce the ICT carbon footprint. All benefits derived by implementing the recommended solutions are to be specified. These include intangible benefits. Tangible benefits need to be specified in terms of CO2 reductions in tons. All calculations are to be shown. Use the carbon neutral calculator to compute the CO2 emissions. The cost of each recommendation must be detailed. To complete this technical report, you need to review the work done in section 1, as your recommendations are based in improving the technical environment of the previously described ICT infrastructure. Okay, so let's more qualify by example what you actually need to do here. Now remember that this is research-based project. So now I'm going to show you how you do the research. I've already given you a heads up on virtualization and efficient hardware such as blade servers and efficient energy workstations. Right, so now we're going to investigate these, and you can use these in your project. So let's see what we can do. So first of all, we will need to go onto the internet, and before we look at that, we want to just review this ICT infrastructure in order to understand what we need to do. These are only examples, by the way. It's only examples that I'm giving you in order to enlighten your experience. Of course, if you work in the industry, this will be a much easier task for you. And let's start. Now, notice this that this infrastructure has this group of servers. These are known application servers. All right. Now we also have a domain controller over here. Now these servers here could include DHCP servers, DNS server, file servers, internet servers. They can include any types of servers almost each instance is running in its own server. This will be a physical server. 4 servers, you need 4 boxes. But now you decide that what we're going to do, we're going to implement virtualization so that only one computer may have a number of virtual servers. It's not the scope of this assignment to teach you about virtualization. If that's what you want to do, you want to present, you will have to learn virtualization if you are totally ignorant about it. But if you know already something about it, it's not that hard, and I will show you when we go onto the internet to be able to do it. So let's say we got 4 servers here. So this is server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, and server number 4. Now these are 4 boxes, 4 servers running. That means 4 motherboards, 4 CPU, 4 fans, and these servers may have backup power supplies. They may have a lot of redundancy involved, and each one of these consumes substantial amount of electricity. Especially you need to consider the servers, unlike workstations, they need to be on 24/7. You never turn them off. You turn them off only if you need to, for operational reasons. So now virtualization will include all of these into only one server. So what's happened now? It's that you only have one computer running instead of 4, but all the other servers have been virtualized all in here. So can you see the benefits in the reductions of power usage? Instead of having 4 servers, you only have 1. So therefore it would be an improvement, right, in sustainability, that will allow you to reduce your electricity consumptions, and also will lower the cost of maintenance, because you only have to serve 1 instead of 2. And if you want duplication of services, all you gotta do, you can duplicate into another box, and therefore you will have total redundancy in here. All services will be duplicated. Alright, so it will duplicate into that, and you still only have 2 computers, right? 2 servers instead of 4. So you need to build your understanding about virtualizations in order you can explain it, and you can present this as one of the three deployment that you need to do. As you can see here, you will need to review the work done in section 1 of this assessment, ICT Assets Report Energy Footprint Analysis, to recommend the improvement that can be carried out to reduce ICT carbon footprint. Example, deployment of virtualization, efficient hardware such as blade servers, and efficient workstations. So you can play on these 3 the way you like it, and present these 3 to complete this part of the assessment. Now, about the blade servers, now we will go and discuss a little bit this, and then I will return back to the diagram. Now, for those of you who have no idea what a blade server is, so I'm gonna type in blade server, and look at that. We got the pictures, and I will just go on with the pictures so that I can explain what we're talking about. I want to enlarge this picture. Let's have a look if I have a bigger one. No, I don't, so I go back to where I was. Alright, so we have further ones. So let's have a look. This one is still good because it shows you the servers going out. Now notice this computer box here, right? It's called the enclosure, and the blades are servers that they slide in and out, right? So as you can see it into these pictures here, pictures over there, right? So this is just a blade server opened up. So the blade servers, they are servers, physical servers, they slide into an enclosure. What are the benefits of the blade service? Well, there's only one power supply or two power supplies for redundancy that serve the whole enclosure, and you virtualize on each of these blade servers. So that means each of these blade servers can have 4 or 5 virtual servers. So notice this blade enclosure has 20, it looks like. Alright, we can look into this picture here. You can see, follow my mouse pointer, it has 10. Have a look onto this one, there has 20. So this has 20 as well. And this picture here is the same as that one. Right? So maybe this will make it a little bit better. Okay? And as you can see, each of these is a server, you can slide it out. And also you can have SAN storage underneath here in some blade applications, where you have no hard disks into the blades, but all your hard disk storage will be underneath here. So that you will have another component of the blade where you can have the SAN storage underneath. And so when you boot the servers will boot directly from the SAN. Now so you to actually get to understand more about blade servers, you can go into Wikipedia and you can read all about this. There's a good link. This is a very good link because it tells you all about the power, the cooling, the networking, and these are just a plug-in. You plug in, and at the back of the enclosure you may have just if you RJ45 connections for your network interface cards, in which you will plug them into a switch, and so that the enclosure, it's a total solution which reduces your ICT footprint in some cases by as much as 90%, or even more. It all depends on how many servers you have on each of these blades. You know, the bigger your business is, the more servers you have, the better options the blade servers may be. So then is for virtualization, you have, let me grab again the Google, and we go on. I'm going to open up another window, and there are two type of major software applications, virtualization software. The first one, it is called VMware vSphere. Now most of you guys, you will know already about it, and that's, you can go to VMware virtualization website, and there is an introduction, all right, on how this all works. They have other videos everywhere. I don't have the time right now, but you can download a free trial as well, you know, to beginning to install into your say VMware workstation, and you can install vSphere. For those of you who have already done a diploma and done virtualization, this will all be very easy to do. And the other one is made by Microsoft, Hyper-V. So if you want to know about Hyper-V, just type Hyper-V virtualization. All right, and that is the oh, that was ventilation. Sorry, it's Microsoft Hyper-V, Microsoft Hyper-V. Okay. So you can even download the Hyper-V. Wikipedia has a very nice explanation that you can understand more about how virtualization works. As I said earlier, the scope of this assignment is not to teach you about virtualizations or blade service. This is a research base that you need to do. You don't have to really understand completely how it works, but what you need to do, you need to quantify the benefit and reductions in CO2 emission. So how are you going to do this? Let's go back to our drawing here. Now, if you have presented your organization, which has, say, 20 servers, and you may be able to reduce these down to 2 or 3 or 4, right, due to virtualization. So now you will need to calculate how much a server, all right, uses in power consumption. So let us say you will have a server that you have calculated that will that uses 1 ton of 10 ton of CO2 emissions a year, right? So and multiply that by by say 20 will give you X amount. But now you have reduced these down to 2 or 3 servers. So then you make the appropriate calculations and you show the reduction, just like you have done into previous assignments. So all we wanted here is that for each recommended improvement, detail must propose that the deployment works detail how the let me repeat this, each recommended improvement must detail how the proposed deployment works. You detail the cost and quantify environmental benefits in terms of CO2 reductions. I hope that this is clear. I will during the Adobe Connect sessions we will go even further than this, what I just said. Next is the behavioral and improvement report. You need to review the work done in section 2 of this assignment. ICT sustainability strategies, policies, and Appendix D, sample green skills questionnaire, topic to produce a green skills presentation. So now you need to produce another PowerPoint presentation, but this you need to produce a green skills questionnaire topics to produce a green skills presentation. All right, so now let's go to Appendix D because it will make things very clear for you. This is Appendix D. There it is, and you can have a look. This is a sample of ICT equipment, sample of green skills questionnaire topics for green skills training. Are your computer turned off? Photocopiers turned off? A fax machine turned off at the end of each working day, and so on. So that could be a questionnaire about the lighting. I gave you plenty of opportunity here to reduce the amount of time you need to do for research, and of course you gotta develop your own green skills. All right, so let's go back training. So let's go back to assessment 3, and we look at point B here into the special notes. The behavioral improvement report in section 3.2 can be done as a PowerPoint presentation, which is to be named and give you the name and how this has to be uploaded for feedback, and how it is then be incorporated as part of your final assessment. Okay, so let's review point number 3 for a sec, so that everything will come really clear for you. Technical improvement report indicates technical improvements onto the ICT infrastructure. If your ICT infrastructure does not have any ICT reduction strategies, and it deploys old-fashioned physical service, well, then you will be you'll be better off to recommend virtualizations and more efficient software such as blade servers, and then as a third option you could even use energy efficient workstations to replace the number of old-fashioned workstations that you may still have onto the network, and every network has them, right? Okay, so that's the point 3.1. While 3.2, it's about the behavioral improvement. It's about how we empower the employees, all right, to be more ICT sustainability oriented, how they be more aware of our environment, and how they can do a better job in a more environmental friendly environment, and that how they can contribute themselves with their self-education and their own contribution to the to the ICT management of the corporations, in order that that their behavior will improve, that improvement will change. And in order to do this, you create a PowerPoint presentation to this effect. And that's the PowerPoint presentation. It is a training issue that is going to be posted on the company intranet in order for the implementation as an action plan to improve the ICT sustainability and the friendliness and behavioral user behavior onto the ICT infrastructure. And so next we move on to chapter number 4, which is monitor and evaluating data report. Hi, and welcome back for task number 4 on monitor and evaluating sustainability data report. Now here is where all the things that we have done so far, they all come together, and you can draw from the experiences that you have done by producing the energy audit as well, where a monitoring report was also done in their assignment. In here we are more specifically inclined into monitoring and evaluating the data. So therefore, in the sustainability data analysis in point 4.1, you will need to bear in mind what is here into the special notes into the monitoring plan. Is an ongoing activity undergoing for continuous improvement in sustainability monitoring strategies and action plans need to be continually monitored to account for any internal or external development. This will position the company to be ready to address and make essential changes to the action plan when environmental factors changes. So if there are any changes, right, that will happen, your monitoring plan, it will be well put in place to face these new challenges. So let's look again at what 4.1 sustainability data analysis requires. In point 1, you review the work done in section 1.5 carbon footprint table. Then you review the sustainability data produced in section 3.1 technical improvement reports. And 3, you create a new table and report that lists and describe the improvement and reductions of CO2 emissions provided by the implementation of the solution deployed in section 3.1 technical improvement report. Here what you do a summary, right, that you are of the data that you have already done into this assignment. You now produce these, you condense it, you refashion them into the sustainability data analysis, and this will be a platform for point 4.2. In 4.2, you review the work done in section 3.2 behavioral improvement and section 4.1 sustainability data analysis. Now then at this point you need to review 3.2, this one here that we have done, we have already discussed, and what you have done here is I already discussed. So you need to review these two outputs that you have already created, and then you produce a monitoring plan that addresses all of these issues. You need to explain what is the scope of the monitoring plan. Well, it's not really magic thing. I've already explained it in here and written under the special note, because put everything in your own words. Do not copycat, it has to be all original work. 4.22 describe the committee members that will oversee the monitoring plan. For example, the departmental managers, the IT administrator, IT support staff, include a rationale for your selection. Now, what does it mean here? What is a committee membership that will oversee the monitoring plan? All right. So now you will have input from various departments that will need to monitor, all right, the sustainability of the corporation. Usually this committee is called the sustainability committee, which will look at everything that has been done, all the documentation that is produced, all the action plans that have been put in place, all the investment that has been done for the investment grade energy audit report, everything that the company is engaged in as far as sustainability, the training for the students, for the training, not the students, however, in this case, the training of the employees, because you are in a corporation. So all the sustainability community does, it oversees all of these activities, right, and then monitors these activities. At their monthly meeting, they all sit down and they all discuss what we have done, what advantages we have done, more work for the following month is it distributed among amongst the departments, which usually every department has a representation onto the sustainability committee, including but not limited to environmental services, because environmental services, they dispose of all the garbage and all the things that they do not, that the corporation doesn't need, and disposal of all, especially the electronic waste, it has to be handled in a proper manner. And then we have the frequency of reporting the updates to the stakeholders. So once the and also in 4.24 I missed frequency required in reviewing the behavioral performance by way of questionnaires or mandatory green skills training. So you need to address all of these points in your own discussion, and you can review in Appendix C and create a monitoring plan that includes monitoring activity descriptions and action plan relevant to the assessment, to this assessment guide. So let's go and have a look at the monitoring plan. Now I've gave you many examples in here. As you can see, it's quite extensive in order for you to better understand what is required, and you can use this as a base, and of course you can't copy and paste this. You will have to use this template or this example just as a way of understanding what it needs to be done. All right, and the sample monitoring plan, which is presented here, has three main objectives. First one is to assess, that is, assess the mechanism used to protect the safety of the equipment and the people operating it. The performance, to assess the green skills, the green policies activities, including green skills, in achieving the targeted performance levels. And intervention effects, to take corrective actions to ensure the performance levels are achieved. So if we go back now to point number, the last point, point number 4, the Sustainability Committee, and you can even, it is research based, so you guys need to do research in order to be able to complete this. If I type in Sustainability Committee, okay, you have the charter, mission statements, and so on. There's a lot of information here that you can draw on. And have a look, there are things that the Charter for Sustainability Committee, all right, and you can go and have a look at the Sustainability Committee membership, members, and there is you just have to navigate and go through. There is too much information in here for me to treat individually within this video tutorial. However, I've just shown you how you can get the information required, and all the information, if you work already in the industry, then you would have access at work with members of the Sustainability Committee, on which you can consult, you can seek advice. Unfortunately, if none of this is available to you, well, then Google and you will find the information that you require. And with this, I complete complete the bibliography with referencing all the websites and all the books and that you may have consulted in doing this. Again, let me stress out once more that information that it was previously produced in the energy audit, you can use it in here. Of course, customize it for the discussion that you need to do for this assessment, and understand the whole exercise that we are doing, especially in the technical and behavioral report. This part here will show your understanding about sustainability in the ICT industry. And with this, my name is Dom. I complete this video tutorial, and I will see you into the next one for a tutorial on the next subjects that you need to complete for this course. Bye for now.